The crimson dust of Mars swirled against Dr. Leona Blackwood's helmet visor as she traced her gloved fingers over the strange markings etched into the cavern wall. After 3 years of leading the Martian Archaeological Survey team, she had thought nothing could surprise her anymore. She was wrong. The structure before her defied everything they knew about Mars' history. While the rest of the underground complex showed clear signs of age and deterioration, this chamber remained pristine, its metallic walls gleaming as if they had been polished yesterday. Her suit's sensors detected no radiation, no biological hazards, just a faint energy signature that shouldn't exist in a structure this old. "Base, are you seeing this?" Leona adjusted her helmet camera, making sure to capture every detail of the room. The symbols covering the walls resembled nothing in their xenorchaeological database. They seemed to shift and flow in her peripheral vision, but remained stubbornly static when she tried to focus on them directly. Receiving clear feed, Doctor, came the response from Dr. Marcus Rivera, her colleague monitoring from the surface station. "Those patterns, they're unlike anything we've documented from the Martian ruins. Are you certain this chamber wasn't sealed recently?" Leona swept her handheld scanner across the room. Dating analysis shows the same age as the rest of the complex, approximately 300,000 years old. But Marcus, this technology, it's far beyond anything we've seen from this period. Her scanner pinged, drawing her attention to the chamber center. There, half embedded in the floor, stood an oval pod roughly the size and shape of a sarcophagus. Its surface was composed of some kind of crystal-like material that seemed to absorb and reflect light simultaneously. As Leona approached, she noticed a subtle pulse emanating from within, like a heartbeat. "Marcus, are you getting readings from this pod?" Her own instruments were displaying increasingly bizarre results. "There's some kind of quantum field. It's interfering with my equipment." "Negative, Doctor. Your telemetry is." "Wait." There was a pause filled only by static. "Leona, we're detecting a power surge from your location. Whatever that thing is, it's becoming active." Before Leona could respond, the pod's surface began to glow with a soft azure light. The symbols on the wall suddenly blazed to life, casting the chamber in a web of luminescent patterns. A seam appeared in the pod's seamless surface, accompanied by a sound like crystal chimes. "Marcus." Static was her only answer. The quantum interference had grown stronger, cutting off her communications. Leona knew protocol dictated she should retreat until contact could be reestablished. Instead, she found herself moving closer to the pod as its top began to iris open. A rush of breathable atmosphere escaped from within. Her suit's sensors confirmed it was a perfect match for Earth-normal conditions. As the mist cleared, Leona saw her, a woman, or at least a humanoid female form, floating in a field of energy. Her skin had a faint opalescent sheen, and her long hair appeared to be composed of strands of living crystal that shifted through various colors as they caught the light. The being's eyes opened, revealing irises that looked like swirling galaxies. They fixed on Leona with an intensity that made her breath catch. When the woman spoke, her voice seemed to bypass Leona's ears entirely, manifesting directly in her mind. "You are human." The mental voice carried notes of surprise and curiosity. The simulations predicted first contact would not occur for another century at least. "I'm Dr. Leona Blackwood," she managed to reply, wondering if the being could hear her through her helmet. "I'm a xenorchaeologist studying this site." "Who? What are you?" The woman gracefully rose from the pod, her crystalline hair floating as if she were underwater. She wore what appeared to be a form-fitting suit made of the same material as the pod, which shifted and flowed like liquid metal. "I am Vizura, last keeper of the Nexus archive." She gestured, and the symbols on the walls pulsed in response. "My people were the ones you call the ancient Martians, though that name vastly oversimplifies our nature. We were the guardians of this solar system's quantum framework, until the Great Collapse forced us into hibernation." Leona's scientific mind raced with questions, but one pushed to the forefront. "How long have you been in stasis?" By your measurements of time. Vizira paused, her galaxy eyes distant, approximately 100 of your Earth years. Though for me, it feels as if I closed my eyes only moments ago. She took a step forward, then stumbled slightly. Leona instinctively moved to steady her, forgetting for a moment that this was a being from an ancient alien civilization. The moment their bodies made contact, even through Leona's suit, a surge of energy passed between them. Images and sensations flooded Leona's mind. Vast cities that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously, beings of pure energy and thought, technologies that could reshape reality itself. She gasped and stumbled back, breaking the connection. The emergency pods aboard Leona's research vessel weren't designed for two, but they made it work. As they broke through Mars' thin atmosphere, Vizira placed her crystalline hand against the viewport, watching the red planet recede beneath them. The quantum interference she generated played havoc with the pod's systems, but somehow her presence also seemed to enhance its performance, pushing the engines beyond their normal capabilities. Your civilization's technology is elegant in its simplicity, Vizira observed, her galaxy eyes reflecting the starlight. You achieve so much with such basic quantum manipulation. Leona checked their trajectory toward the research base in lunar orbit. From what I saw in that mental connection, your people's technology was far beyond anything we've achieved. And yet you found me. Vizira turned to face her, crystalline hair shifting through shades of deep blue. Despite all our safeguards, despite the quantum veils we placed around the archive chambers, your species' curiosity and determination led you right to us. The pod's communication system crackled. Unknown vessel approaching your vector, Marcus's voice warned through the static. It's not matching any registered profiles. Through the viewport, Leona saw it, a ship that seemed to bend the light around it, its hull composed of the same crystalline material as Vizira's stasis pod. The hunters, she breathed. Not yet, Vizira said, placing her hand on the pod's control panel. Energy coursed through the systems, and suddenly they were moving faster than the engines should have allowed. That's merely an automated sentinel. The true hunters are still awakening. We have time, but not much. Fascinating, Vizira said, steadying herself against the pod. Your species has evolved faster than our projections anticipated. You already possess a latent capacity for quantum resonance. Before Leona could ask what that meant, her radio crackled back to life. Dr. Blackwood, do you copy? We're detecting massive energy fluctuations from your location. I copy, Marcus, she replied, not taking her eyes off Vizira. And you're not going to believe what I found. Vizira's expression turned suddenly serious. You should not have been able to find this chamber yet. If you could locate it, her galaxy eyes widened. Then they can as well. We must leave. Immediately. They? Leona asked, but her question was answered by a deep rumble that shook the entire chamber. The symbols on the walls flashed in what seemed like alarm patterns. The hunters, Vizira said grimly. They have awakened as well. And they will not rest until they ensure the secrets of the Nexus archive remain buried forever. The lunar base grew larger in their viewport, its modular structures a testament to humanity's first permanent foothold beyond Earth. My people will have questions, Leona said. A lot of them. As they should. Vizira's expression was both sad and proud. But first, you need to understand what you've truly awakened. The archive wasn't just a storage facility for our technology. It was a nexus point, one of many we created throughout this galaxy to maintain the quantum framework that underlies reality itself. As they docked with the base, Vizira's presence caused every electronic system in the vicinity to surge with enhanced power. The airlock cycled faster than normal. The lights burned brighter. Even the artificial gravity seemed to stabilize at a more perfect constant. Dr. Marcus Rivera was waiting for them in the decontamination chamber, his dark eyes wide as he took in Vizira's otherworldly appearance. The energy readings from your pod, they're unlike anything we've ever recorded. Your instruments can only detect a fraction of what's actually occurring. Vizira explained as they moved through the station's corridors. Personnel stopped and stared as they passed, but she seemed unaffected by the attention. The quantum realm exists alongside your physical reality, influencing and being influenced by it. My people learn to perceive and manipulate both simultaneously. They entered the base's main research lab, where Vizira immediately began interacting with the holographic displays, enhancing them with her innate connection to the quantum field. Three-dimensional images of Mars' surface appeared, overlaid with patterns of energy that had always been invisible to human instruments. The Great Collapse began when a faction of my people attempted to alter the fundamental constants of reality, she explained, her voice heavy with ancient grief. They believed they could improve upon the universe's basic laws, make existence more stable, more perfect. Instead, they nearly shattered the quantum framework entirely. The holographic display shifted, showing vast cities crumbling as waves of distorted reality washed over them. Those of us who remained true to our role as guardians had a choice: watch reality itself unravel, or enter deep stasis while automated systems attempted to repair the damage. The hunters were created as a failsafe, programmed to eliminate any beings who might discover and misuse our quantum technologies before the framework fully stabilized. But that was 100,000 years ago, Leona interjected. Surely the damage has been repaired by now. Vizira's galaxy eyes met hers. It has. The framework is stronger than ever, but the hunters have evolved beyond their original programming. They no longer seek merely to protect. They want to ensure that no species ever reaches the level of quantum manipulation that my people achieved. They would rather keep the galaxy in technological infancy than risk another great collapse. The holographic display shifted, showing vast cities crumbling as waves of distorted reality washed over them. Those of us who remained true to our role as guardians had a choice: watch reality itself unravel, or enter deep stasis while automated systems attempted to repair the damage. The hunters were created as a failsafe, programmed to eliminate any beings who might discover and misuse our quantum technologies before the framework fully stabilized. But that was 100,000 years ago, Leoma interjected. Surely the damage has been repaired by now. Vizira's galaxy eyes met hers. It has. The framework is stronger than ever, but the hunters have evolved beyond their original programming. They no longer seek merely to protect. They want to ensure that no species ever reaches the level of quantum manipulation that my people achieved. They would rather keep the galaxy in technological infancy than risk another great collapse. And now they're awakening, Marcus said, because we found you. Because she found me, Vizira corrected, gesturing to Leona. Your quantum resonance signature drew you to the archive chamber. You have within you the potential to bridge the physical and quantum realms, just as my people once did. The hunters will see this as the very threat that they were programmed to prevent. Leona felt a chill despite the lab's regulated temperature. How many hunters are there? Thousands, scattered throughout this sector of the galaxy. And they will not stop until every trace of advanced quantum manipulation is eliminated. Vizira's hair shifted to deep crimson. Including me. The lab's lights flickered, and new alarms began to sound throughout the base. Marcus rushed to check the security feeds. Multiple unknown vessels just appeared in lunar orbit. Their configurations, they're similar to the Sentinel you encountered, but larger. They found us sooner than I expected, Vizira said grimly. Your base's defenses cannot hope to stop them. Unless... She turned to Leona, her galaxy eyes intense. There is another option, but it requires tremendous trust. The quantum resonance I sensed in you, it's not just potential. With the proper activation, you could help me access the archive's deeper protocols. What exactly are you suggesting? Leoma asked, even as another part of her already knew the answer, could feel it humming in the quantum field that Vizira's presence made tangible. A true joining of quantum and physical consciousness, Vizira explained. My people called it the Nexus Bond. It would allow us to combine our abilities, your innate resonance with my trained manipulation of the quantum realm. Together, We might be able to reactivate the Archive's defensive systems before the hunters reach us. The base shuddered as the first attacks from the hunter vessels struck its shields. Marcus looked at the sensor readings with growing alarm. Whatever you're going to do, it needs to happen fast. Those shields won't hold for long. Leona met Vizura's galaxy eyes. What do you need me to do? Simply accept the connection, Vizura said softly, extending her crystalline hand. Your mind is already reaching for the quantum realm. Let me show you how to grasp it. As their hands touched, Leona felt the universe open. And now they're awakening, Marcus said, because we found you. Because she found me, Vizura corrected, gesturing to Leona. Your quantum resonance signature drew you to the archive chamber. You have within you the potential to bridge the physical and quantum realms, just as my people once did. The hunters will see this as the very threat they were programmed to prevent. The moment their hands connected, Leona's perception of reality fundamentally changed. The physical world became just one layer of existence, like a single thread in an infinite tapestry. Through their joined consciousness, she could see the quantum field that Vizura's people had studied for millennia, waves of probability and potential that flowed through and around everything. Remarkable. Vizura's thoughts echoed through their shared awareness. Your mind adapts to quantum perception as naturally as breathing. The lunar base's walls seemed to become transparent, revealing layers of energy and possibility that had always existed just beyond human perception. Leona could see the hunter vessels now in their true form, not just ships, but quantum constructs designed to enforce a specific version of reality. The base's shields are at 40%. Marcus's voice seemed to come from both the physical realm and somewhere deeper, his words creating ripples in the quantum field. Whatever you're doing, we need it to work fast. Through their connection, Vizura guided Leona's consciousness toward a specific frequency of quantum resonance. The Archive's defensive protocols are still active, woven into the fabric of space-time itself. We just need to. There. Leona felt it, a vast network of quantum energy that spanned the solar system, dormant but not dead. The ancient Martians hadn't just built cities and technology. They had created an entire infrastructure that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. And now, through their combined consciousness, she and Vizura could access it. Focus with me, Vizura projected, her galaxy eyes blazing with power. See the pattern of the defensive grid. Feel how it wants to awaken. Together, they reached into the quantum field, their merged consciousness acting as a key to long-dormant systems. The Archive's defenses responded, sending waves of energy rippling through space-time. The hunter vessels suddenly found themselves caught in a web of quantum disruption that turned their own technological superiority against them. It's working, Marcus exclaimed, watching as the enemy ships began to lose coherence, their quantum-based structures struggling against forces they were never designed to resist. Their weapons are powering down, but the victory was short-lived. Through their shared perception, Leona and Vizura sensed a new presence entering the system, something vast and ancient, its consciousness spread across multiple dimensions. The Hunter Prime, Vizura's thoughts carried a mix of fear and determination. The original Enforcer Protocol, given consciousness and purpose by the Great Collapse itself. The being manifested as a ship that dwarfed all others, its hull composed of crystalline matrices that could actively rewrite local reality. As it approached, Leona felt space-time itself beginning to warp and bend. Your species was meant to remain in the physical realm. A voice echoed through both normal space and the quantum field, ancient and implacable. The framework cannot risk another civilization achieving quantum ascendance. Through their bond, Leona felt Vizura's surge of defiance. The framework is healed. There is no more risk. Humanity has evolved naturally to perceive the quantum realm. Would you deny the universe itself the right to progress? All progress leads to entropy. The Hunter Prime responded. All advancement leads to collapse. We were created to prevent this cycle. We will not fail. The massive vessel began to glow with impossible energies, preparing to release a quantum cascade that would not just destroy the lunar base, but rewrite local spacetime to ensure humanity would never develop quantum sensitivity. But in that moment, something unexpected happened. Through their merged consciousness, Leona and Vizira made a discovery that changed everything. The quantum resonance between them wasn't just allowing them to access the archive's defenses, it was creating something entirely new. Their combined perception revealed patterns in the quantum field that neither human science nor ancient Martian wisdom had ever recognized. "Do you see it?" Vezira's thoughts sparkled with excitement despite the dire situation. The framework isn't just a structure to be maintained. It's evolving, just like the species that exist within it. Leona did see it. The quantum field wasn't some rigid system that needed to be protected from change. It was a living thing, growing and adapting along with the universe itself. The Hunter Prime's very existence was based on a fundamental misunderstanding of the nature of reality. "We can show them," Leona projected, her consciousness now moving through the quantum realm with growing confidence. "Together, we can make them see what the framework has become." Their merged awareness reached out to the Hunter Prime, not to fight but to share understanding. Through their connection, they opened their perception of the living, evolving quantum field. They showed how humanity's natural development of quantum sensitivity wasn't a threat to the framework, but proof of its ongoing evolution. The Hunter Prime's consciousness recoiled at first, its ancient programming struggling against this new perspective. But the truth of what Leona and Vizira showed it was undeniable. The quantum framework had never needed guardians to keep it static and unchanging. It needed witnesses to its endless growth and transformation. "The parameters have shifted," the Hunter Prime acknowledged, its ship's crystalline structure reflecting its internal conflict. The original hypothesis appears to have been incomplete. Around them, the other Hunter vessels began to stand down, their quantum matrices responding to their leader's revelation. The lunar base's sensors showed their weapons powering down, their hostile posture relaxing. But even as the immediate threat subsided, Leona and Vizira's shared consciousness revealed a larger truth. This was just the beginning. Their quantum bond had opened doorways that neither of their civilizations had ever dreamed possible. The real question was, were they ready for what lay beyond those doors? Marcus's voice broke through their profound moment of realization. "Not to interrupt what seems to be a very intense quantum conversation, but we're picking up signals from Earth. Everyone on the planet with a telescope or radar just saw that light show. I don't think we can keep this quiet anymore." "Perhaps we shouldn't," Vezira responded aloud, though her thoughts remained intertwined with Leona's. "The time for secrets has passed. The quantum realm calls to your species now. They deserve to know what awaits them." Leona squeezed Vizira's crystalline hand, their physical connection maintaining the bridge between their minds. Together then, a human scientist and an ancient Martian quantum guardian, helping humanity take its first steps into a larger universe. Vizira's galaxy eyes sparkled. "Together. Though I suspect humanity will surprise us both with how quickly they run once those steps are taken." The Hunter Prime ship began to reconfigure itself, its crystalline structure transforming from a weapon of quantum enforcement into something new. A bridge between the old guardians and the emerging future they had fought so long to prevent. The next phase of both human and ancient Martian history was about to begin, guided by an impossible partnership that neither civilization could have predicted. And through their sustained quantum bond, Leona and Vizira knew this was exactly how it was meant to be. In the weeks following the confrontation with the Hunter Prime, the lunar base transformed into something unprecedented, a convergence point between human technology and ancient Martian quantum engineering. Through their sustained bond, Leona and Vizira worked to bridge the gap between two civilizations separated by hundreds of thousands of years of evolution. The Hunter Prime's crystalline vessel now orbited the moon, its vast structure reconfigured into a learning center where selected human scientists could begin to understand the quantum realm. But more fascinating than the technology was the change happening within Leona herself. "Your quantum resonance grows stronger each day," Vizira observed as they stood in the newly created meditation chamber. The room existed partially in normal space and partially in the quantum field, allowing humans to gradually acclimate to multidimensional perception. "Your mind adapts to new quantum frequencies faster than any of my people ever did." Through their shared consciousness, Leona could feel the truth of Vizira's words. The quantum realm was becoming as natural to her as breathing. "It's not just me," she projected, watching the streams of probability flow around them. "Every human who spends time in these chambers shows increasing sensitivity. Marcus can already perceive the basic quantum harmonics." Indeed, Dr. Rivera had proven particularly adept at grasping the fundamentals of quantum manipulation. He stood at a nearby console, his consciousness visibly reaching into the quantum field as he worked to translate ancient Martian data structures into forms humans could understand. The Hunter Prime's hypothesis was correct in one sense. Vizira's thoughts rippled through their bond. Humanity is advancing far more rapidly than any species we monitored in the past. But that acceleration isn't a threat. It's an opportunity. Their shared awareness expanded, taking in the larger picture of what was unfolding. All across Earth, people were beginning to report strange experiences, moments of perception that went beyond the physical realm. The quantum awakening wasn't limited to those in direct contact with ancient Martian technology. Something fundamental was shifting in human consciousness itself. "We're detecting new quantum signatures from the Mars archive," Marcus called out, his voice creating intricate patterns in the energy field around them. It's responding to the changes in human awareness." Through their bond, Leona and Vizira immediately grasped the implications. The archive wasn't just a storage facility. It was a seed, planted by the ancient Martians to help guide the next evolution of consciousness in the solar system. And humanity's rapid development had caused it to germinate ahead of schedule. "That's why the preservation chamber kept me in stasis for so long," Vizira realized, her galaxy eyes wide with understanding. It wasn't waiting for a specific time. It was waiting for the right resonance frequency. "For you, Leona." The Hunter Prime's consciousness touched their awareness, its ancient perspective now turned toward understanding rather than prevention. The patterns emerged more clearly now. The ancient Martians did not seek to prevent another quantum civilization from rising. They sought to ensure that when it did rise, it would have guides to help prevent the mistakes of the past. But even as this greater purpose became clear, new complications arose. The quantum sensitivity spreading through humanity wasn't developing uniformly. Some individuals showed remarkable aptitude, while others experienced disorientation or resistance to the changes. Earth's governments struggled to cope with a transformation they couldn't control or fully understand. "We need to establish protocols," Marcus argued during one of their planning sessions. "Some kind of structure to help people understand and adapt to these new perceptions." The challenge, Vizira projected through their link, will be finding a balance between guidance and control. "My people's strict regulations ultimately led to the conflicts that caused the Great Collapse." Leona felt a disturbance in the quantum field before the emergency alerts began to sound. Something was happening in Earth's populous centers, spontaneous quantum events triggered by untrained human sensitivity interacting with technology. The very thing the hunters had feared was beginning to manifest, not through malice, but through simple lack of preparation. "We need to move faster," Leona realized, her consciousness expanding through their bond to encompass the scope of the crisis. Earth isn't ready for an uncontrolled quantum awakening. Through their connection, she and Vizira began to formulate a solution. The ancient Martian quantum network wasn't just a defensive grid. It could be repurposed as a stabilizing framework, helping to guide and channel humanity's emerging abilities. But such a fundamental intervention in human development carried its own risks. "The framework cannot be allowed to become a crutch," the Hunter Prime warned, its vast consciousness resonating with concerned harmonics. "The physical and quantum realms must achieve natural balance." "Not a crutch," Vizira agreed, her crystalline hand intertwining with Leona's, a bridge, just as our bond bridges our two species' understanding. Their shared consciousness had revealed something profound. The quantum realm wasn't separate from physical reality. It was the foundation upon which physical reality was built. Humanity's growing awareness of this deeper layer of existence wasn't an artificial evolution, but a natural awakening to the true nature of the universe. As they worked to implement their solution, Leona began to experience something unexpected through their quantum bond. Vizira's memories and knowledge weren't just being shared, they were becoming part of her own consciousness. And in return, her human perspective was influencing Vizira's ancient wisdom in ways that created entirely new insights. "We're changing each other," Vizira observed, her galaxy eyes reflecting the wonder they both felt. Perhaps this is what the archive was truly designed to facilitate, not just the preservation of knowledge, but the creation of something entirely new. The quantum field around them pulsed with possibility, showing glimpses of potential futures branching out from this moment of convergence. The path ahead was uncertain, but through their deepening bond, Leona and Vizira knew they would face it together. A partnership that would help guide humanity's first steps into a quantum awakening that would reshape their understanding of reality itself. 6 months after Vizira's awakening, Earth had changed in ways that would have been impossible to predict. The quantum awakening spread across humanity like ripples in a pond, transforming society's understanding of reality itself. Through their deepening bond, Leona and Vizira stood at the center of this transformation, their unique partnership becoming a blueprint for the convergence of human and ancient Martian knowledge. The lunar base had evolved into a sprawling complex that existed simultaneously in physical space and the quantum realm. Students from Earth arrived daily to learn the fundamentals of quantum perception, while the reformed hunters, led by their prime, served as guides and guardians rather than enforcers. The archive is fully active now, Vizira shared through their bond as they observed Earth from the base's quantum-enhanced observation deck. The planet below shimmered with layers of probability and potential, its quantum signature growing stronger by the day. All across Mars, the ancient facilities are awakening, responding to humanity's expanding consciousness. Leona's perception, now seamlessly blending physical and quantum awareness, took in the full scope of what was happening. But it's more than just activation, she projected. The archive is evolving, incorporating human insights and innovations. It's becoming something neither of our civilizations could have created alone. Their shared consciousness expanded to encompass the solar system, feeling the quantum framework adapting and growing. The Hunter Prime's vast awareness joined their observation, its ancient perspective providing context for the unprecedented changes. The framework strengthens, it confirmed, not through rigid control, but through dynamic adaptation. The ancient Martians' true legacy becomes clear. They sought not to prevent change, but to ensure it happened in harmony with the universe's fundamental nature. Marcus approached, his own quantum sensitivity now refined enough to participate in their multidimensional conversation. The latest data from Earth shows quantum sensitivity manifesting in over 30% of the population, with higher percentages in younger generations. We're witnessing human evolution in real time. But with this evolution came new challenges. Through their bond, Leona and Vizira had discovered that the quantum awakening was just the first step. The ancient Martian archives spoke of even deeper layers of reality, dimensions of existence that required both scientific understanding and consciousness evolution to access. "We're ready to begin the next phase," Vizira declared, her galaxy eyes reflecting the possibilities they glimpsed together. The quantum nurseries are prepared. The quantum nurseries were perhaps their most ambitious project. Specialized chambers that combined ancient Martian quantum engineering with human innovation, designed to help guide the development of children born with natural quantum sensitivity. These children, including the first human ancient Martian hybrids, would grow up with full access to both physical and quantum realms. The first generation of true bridge builders, Leona mused, feeling Vizira's agreement ripple through their connection. Their own bond had proven that consciousness could transcend the barriers between species, between dimensions, between different forms of existence itself. The Hunter Prime's crystalline vessel had transformed into the first of these nurseries, its vast quantum matrices repurposed to nurture rather than restrict. Through their shared awareness, they could sense the young minds within already reaching out to touch the quantum field, their untrained abilities guided by the gentle constraints of ancient Martian wisdom merged with human creativity. "There's something else," Marcus interrupted, his consciousness projecting urgency. The deep space arrays just detected quantum signatures matching ancient Martian patterns, but they're coming from outside our solar system. Leona and Vizura's merged awareness immediately expanded to verify this discovery. There, in the quantum field extending beyond Pluto's orbit, they sensed it. Echoes of other preservation chambers, other archives, waiting to be discovered. "We're not alone." Vizura's thoughts sparkled with joy and wonder. Other keepers survived, seeded throughout the galaxy, each waiting for the right species, the right moment, to help guide the next stage of universal evolution. Through their bond, Leona shared Vizura's excitement, but also felt a deeper truth emerging. It was never just about preserving your people's knowledge, was it? The whole galaxy is one vast quantum nursery, carefully prepared to help nurture younger species as they awaken to their full potential. The Hunter Prime's consciousness resonated with this revelation. Our purpose shifts again. Not to prevent, not merely to guide, but to help connect. Each awakening species brings new insights, new possibilities to the universal framework. Their shared vision extended further, seeing humanity's journey into space in a new light. Each step into the cosmos would now be taken with both physical and quantum awareness, guided by the merged wisdom of two civilizations. The ancient Martian archives weren't just repositories of lost knowledge. They were seeds planted throughout the galaxy, waiting to help catalyze the next phase of cosmic evolution. "It's time," Vizura projected, her crystalline hand finding Leona's. Their physical contact sent ripples through multiple dimensions of reality. Time to show humanity its place in the larger quantum chorus of the universe. Together, their merged consciousness reached out to the quantum field that permeated all of space. Through their bond, they could feel other awakenings beginning on Earth and beyond. Countless minds starting to perceive the deeper layers of reality that had always existed just beyond normal awareness. Each awakening added new harmonics to the universal quantum symphony. The Hunter Prime's vast awareness enfolded them all in understanding. The cycle completes and begins anew. The guardians become guides, the guides become students, and the students become teachers in turn. Leona felt Vizura's consciousness merge even more deeply with her own, their bond transcending its original parameters to become something entirely new. Through their connection, they could sense the quantum framework of reality itself celebrating this convergence of species, of wisdom, of different ways of experiencing existence. "The ancient prophecies of my people spoke of this," Vizura shared, her galaxy eyes shining with both ancient knowledge and new understanding. Not of endings or beginnings, but of moments of transcendence, when different forms of consciousness learn to dance together in the quantum field. As they stood together, human and ancient Martian, their bond bridging past and future, physical and quantum, they knew that this was just the beginning. The universe had far more wonders to reveal, far more adventures awaiting them in both realms of existence, and through their permanent connection, they would explore them all together, helping to guide humanity's first steps into a reality far vaster and more wonderful than anyone had imagined. The quantum framework pulsed with possibility around them, showing glimpses of futures yet to unfold. And in every possible timeline, one truth remained constant: the awakening that had begun with a human archaeologist finding a sleeping ancient Martian would ripple outward forever, touching consciousness after consciousness, world after world, until the entire galaxy learned to sing in quantum harmony.